Hello my lovely crafters, this is Crafty Sue 519. Welcome to my channel. Guess what? I completed my first album. Oh, that was a lot of work. That was a lot of work. And mainly because I struggle with not making the album. That was easy for me. I had a good time doing that because I enjoy doing stuff like that. I love working with chipboard and making boxes and purses and different things like that. So to me, this was along those lines. So I had a good time with that. But once I got to having to decorate it, forget it. Forget it. Oh my gosh, that's so hard for me to pick papers and put them together. So I knew I didn't want to go and buy anything because I have so much here and I didn't want to spend money on a collection and wreck it because I didn't know what I was doing. So I was going to use a graphic 45 set, and once I took it out, the album I made, I did with white cardstock, and the graphic 45 would not look good with that. It would look good with black. So maybe, that's a big maybe, I'll make another album in black so I can use that graphic 45 paper I have. So I was looking through all of my stuff and found Maggie Holmes Garden Party. Now Kim from Kim's Inspired Life sent me the 12 by 12 pad. Oh gosh, it's got to be over a year ago and I haven't used it. And then I think I saw it on Peachy Cheap last year sometime. And I bought that collection, and that gave me the, I don't know how big the paper is, 6 by 8 pads, I think. I had got 2 of those in that purchase, along with a bunch of stickers and ephemera and stuff like that. So I had stuff from that collection to put this together. So that's what I decided to use. I know it's a little outdated, but it's what I had and what I decided to use. So I have a couple people I want to thank first so I don't forget. First, I want to thank Crystal from I'm Busy Crafting, because watching her do her albums, and it was new to her, but she's a better crafter than I am. She made gorgeous albums, and that really inspired me. And then Melissa Sue, her channel is called Melissa Sue, really encouraged me to try this. And I thank you, Melissa, for that. That helped me a lot to get the courage to do this. And lastly, I followed a tutorial by Mandalay Cards and More, and her tutorial was very easy to follow, so I thank you so much for that, because it made putting the album together so much easier. So without any further ado, I'll show you my album. So this is the front, and like I said, it's Garden Party. Isn't that pretty? This is my favorite piece of paper in the whole collection. I have to admit, I'm not a big Maggie Holmes fan. It's just not me. But this I thought was so pretty, this paper. And this is a cut apart that I had from the collection. So it had something else at the bottom here, and I cut that off. I didn't want that on there. So I put that as the focal point on here. And this is a butterfly from my stash and some gold gems from my stash. And this is a Prima flower. I don't know where this came from. I think it was in the bridal section at Hobby Lobby. And I made this flower to match. So that's what I did for the cover. And here's a spine. Very simple. But look at this. It's perfect. Just recently, I got this chunky chain from PewDiePie Designs, and it matched this perfectly. And at first I was just going to hang it in my room someplace, but I'm not going to gift this album because it's not perfect. It's my first one. So I'm going to keep this for me. And I just thought this looked perfect with that. So I put that there. And I just tied a little bow up here. I don't know if I'll keep it there. I may change things as I go since this is staying with me. And on the back, because I only have one piece of each 12 by 12 paper, I couldn't use the same paper on the back and the front, and you're not really going to see the back anyhow. I just used this simple piece of paper from the collection on the back. So that's the album itself. And then we open up the first page, and this is just a pocket here. And I used this paper. I gotta put this out of the way. Okay, and I used this paper from the collection. And here I used one of the swans. I hope you can see it. Ephemera pieces. And in there, it had a page that you could cut out all of these ticket tags. So I just used the swan as a, oh gosh, I can never remember what everything's called. But, you know, one of those little things that you can just, a tuck spot, and there you go. I was just gonna say a little place that you can tuck something in. Yes, it's called a tuck spot. And these are just 2 photo mats. And I just used up paper from the collection, left the back white, and just tuck them in there. And this is the first page. Probably the page I liked the least, and the first page I did. So maybe I got a little better as I went. I'm not crazy about this paper. I just not crazy about it. And this is a cut apart that was in my stash with this collection. This edge was white, and I didn't like that white against the white like that. So I took one of my markers and just made it a light brown to kind of go with the bows. And I just put a little sticker here of a flower. It says you shine. You shine. So you open that. This is a big opening. This opens and this opens. I hope you can see it. I think you can. Okay. So this was plain, but I took a piece of this paper, made a square with it, and cut it on a diagonal so I could use it in the corners for tuck spots. And I just stuck a few little things in there. And as I was going, I thought, well, they had quite a few little pieces in with the ephemera and stuff that you could journal a little bit or write a little bit about the photos you put in here. So I like that idea a lot. And then I just put a mat on here because this paper really screams at you. It was bright and bold and a little too much. So I just put a mat there. And this closes with a piece of Velcro because I kept forgetting to put magnets. And then here is a big photo mat. I can put lots of pictures on. I'll take it out. I did pink on the back of them and different colors on each one. And each page has them. And there are 3 pages, you know, that go in this collection. And the back of it is this page, which is one of my favorites, again, because I love this paper. I think it's so pretty. And this was a piece of ephemera, and I cut it out, put it on a piece of pink paper, and cut around that so it had a little edge. And this just flips up, and another pocket, and another photo mat. Now I may make up more to put in here. I don't know, we'll see. I've seen little folios that you can put in here as well. I wasn't big, I struggled with putting stickers or decorations or words, whatever, on here. But this paper is so busy that I just couldn't see putting too much. So you're not going to see a lot of that on here. I didn't think it needed it. The paper was enough. I cut this out, put that here. That was in one of the smaller pads, and it fit this area beautifully. How lovely, the silence of growing things. And I thought that looked really pretty there. You flip it over and there's a pocket here, photo mat. And then I put a photo mat on here. I was going to leave the green just open so you could do whatever you wanted with the page, but it was a little too bright for me. So I thought the photo mat would be great. And then I put two little pieces from the collection in here that you could do a little journaling on, or tell a story about the photo that you've put on this page. So, and this has this mat. The backs are all pink, like the first one I showed you. And these little tabs I had in this Amy Tangerine book that I always forget to look through, and I just happened to be looking through it and saw that, and I said, what a great idea for these mats that go in the center of the page. This is the back side, and this one opens up. This one I remembered to put a magnet on, and this is a piece of the paper I put on the back. This I left. I struggled with this. I didn't know if I wanted to put a little edge down here to use as a tuck spot, or I didn't know, so I just left it. I just left it. I'll figure it out later. If I want to change anything, then this pot flips up. I put a photo mat here, and I left the side open again so it can be a tuck spot for whatever. If you want to write what the picture is about, I like that idea a lot, about writing what the picture is about. And then the top has a big pocket, and I put one photo mat in it and another journaling card in there. Woo! And this is the last page. This I thought was so pretty. I used all of this paper as much as I could because I thought it was pretty. I just put a photo mat in this pocket. I put a little flower down here. I really liked this gold written part, so I used that wherever I could. So I put this flower here and used that as a little tuck spot. Put these little tags that came in the collection. And I wasn't crazy about this paper until I put it down here, and then I thought it was pretty. So you never know until you do something with it. And then this opens. I left this blank because, I don't know, I could actually put two smaller pictures on here or something. I don't know, not sure. And then this side had this paper from the collection, another photo mat. I just put a little pocket here, smile, a little bow, and called it a day. Called it a day. And then this mat is just black and white. All the papers are from the collection except for the pink solid color. And then I have this one. This is really bright and colorful, which I think is pretty. I like it, but a whole page of it was a bit much. So I took this paper from the collection and made a mat with it. And again, I left a tuck spot on the top so you can journal or whatever, and I just stuck a couple pieces in there. Just because, and this says, "You are loved," on the bottom. And then this is the simplest page, but I love this page. I just love it. I don't know, I didn't think I was going to like this paper, but I really grew to like it a lot. And I had this sticker that just says lovely. And I put that on there and I said, that's it. I don't want anything else on here. I think it looks pretty just the way it is. So that was that. And then this is the last page. And again, I use this paper. Another little pocket here, another photo mat. And that's that. And this is what I'm most proud of. This is what I'm most proud of. This, I believe, was plain in the back cover part, was plain in the tutorial, and I didn't like that. And I knew I wanted to make a waterfall. I wanted to make a waterfall, and I was watching different videos. Let's see if I can find the person. And I watched a tutorial by Tamara Morton. And oh gosh, what a beautiful album she was making. And she went step by step on making a waterfall, and it was very easy to follow. And I made a waterfall. Isn't that cute? Isn't that cute? The only thing, and for any of you out there doing tutorials on albums, tell us what weight of paper you're using. No one that I watched said what weight the paper was. Were you using 110 pound paper? Were you using 65 pound paper or something else? The white paper, you know, to make the album. That drove me a little nuts. I finally sent a message over to Mandalay Cards and More and asked her. I said, what are you doing? What are you using for paper? Because I don't know, I've never done this before. And I had already made the outside of the album, and I used 110 pound cardstock. But when I got to the inside, I said, it's going to be so much. 110 would be kind of heavy. But this is one spot where I used 65 pound for the mechanism, and I should have used 110 because I don't feel it's strong enough. But look, it works. Isn't that too cool? But this is where I have a problem putting it back because it's flimsy. It's only 65 pound, and I have a little bit of a hard time. And of course, because I'm on camera, I'm not going to be able to do it at all. So this, if I ever do this again, I will definitely use the 110 pound paper for this, so it's better. And I remembered the magnet on this one. And that's my album. My first. So tell me what you think. Any suggestions? I'll take any suggestions. I'm not one to get upset if someone says, oh, maybe you could do this or should do this or add this, take this away. Great. Any info I can get, I would love. I would love. And that's it. My little Maggie Holmes Garden Party photo album with this beautiful, beautiful chunky charm from Petey Pie Designs. Thank you, Lori, so much. Look at that. I found a place to put it already. All right, everybody, that's it. Just wanted to give you a glimpse of what I've been working on for a week. A week. I would get so discouraged. I would just go sit in the other room because I just didn't know what to do. Okay, so that's it. Until, let me see, it's Wednesday. Friday, I picked a winner to my challenge, so I'll see you then. So until then, have fun. Do something a little bit naughty. Laugh a lot. Love yous. Bye.